Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening depending on where you are in this amazing world. My name is Donovan Jolly, and welcome everybody once again for another amazing video of DIY investing. For today's video, I wanted to dive back into the Bitcoin chart and analyze just how parabolic the end of the year is about to get. I wanted to give you guys an exact price chart that we can go ahead and overlay on top of the Bitcoin chart that's going to perfectly explain where we're going to be heading towards the end of the year. A lot of people are doubting my targets of $250,000 per Bitcoin before the end of 2021, and today I'm going to go through, give you guys even more analysis on why I believe that this is going to be taking place, why the end of the cycle is going to far surpass everybody's wildest expectations, and why the people that understand this beforehand are going to set themselves up to make the most profit by selling as close to the top of the cycle as possible. If you're new and just finding this channel, always remember to do me a favor by leaving a like, comment, and subscribing to this channel for more updates. Always remember to click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these amazing videos like the one provided for you here. And make sure you guys sign up and join the Discord server of over 21,000 members growing. Links are provided for you in the description for the people that want to sign up. On top of that, if you're new, just getting into these markets and you want extra educational content on how to be more profitable inside the markets, links are also provided for you in the description to go ahead and download my free ebook and Beginner's Guide to Crypto. So check it out. Links are provided for you in the description. And with all that being said, guys, let's jump right into this amazing video today. Alrighty guys, the big point and the focal point of today's video is just going to be basically analyzing what is going to be coming as we approach the very end of this cycle, getting close to the end of the year, like I've always talked about. We're going to be analyzing, what the type of price appreciation we're going to be expecting to see is going to look like, as well as what is actually going to happen after that takes place. I wanted to talk to you guys about the end of the cycle and the beginning of the bear market, because this is something that's very important. Now, obviously, guys, we are all very, very excited that Bitcoin's breaking all-time highs. We're very excited it's in price discovery. We know that this is going to create another one of these massive hyped moves. But the important thing to understand here is we always have to be thinking one step ahead of the market. When everybody's first getting excited about the first breakout, us going back into new all-time highs, the smart investor is thinking one step ahead of those people and thinking, okay, if we're breaking out, making new all-time highs, we know that there will be another inevitable top soon. And knowing when that top is going to be taking place is very important. Now, I'm going to be honest, I don't think we're anywhere close to the top quite yet. This is just the very early stages of us breaking out. But I do believe that now that we're at this point where we've once again flipped the previous high, I wouldn't be surprised if this little red candle pulls back just slightly. But for the most part, we're going to see continuation. And this is where the fun part starts. This is where the massive green candles come in here. It's going to get very parabolic. There's going to be so much new greed. There's going to be so much euphoria inside of the market as a whole that really, guys, it's important to prepare now. Because if you're just now getting into the markets and all you've seen up to this point is pretty much just the market going up, understand it's going to go up way faster. You're going to be proven right. You're going to think you're a genius, and everybody's going to think they're a genius at the end of the cycle because it's just going to be going up so much so fast that anybody that bought any point inside of this bull market is going to be in profit. It's just the way it goes. But you guys have to understand here that the only way that you're actually going to realize any of the profit that you've made, and this goes for the people that just got in, this goes for the people that have been in since 2017, this counts for the people that have been inside of the bear market. If you just got in, or you have been in, the only way you're actually going to realize all of these gains that you've made or will make is if you sell inside of the rally. You don't want to be selling when the market crashes. You don't want to hold through the bear market. You don't want to hold and stake and just assume that everything's going to be magic in the next cycle, because those are probabilities and those are variables that we can't predict. That is not very smart to do. So what I want to talk to you guys about right off the bat is basically analyzing what I genuinely believe is going to be happening to the price of Bitcoin as we wrap up the end of the year. And what I have drawn here is a perfect fractal of the gold chart that's just going to simplify my thoughts in a perfect to understand way. And this is genuinely what I believe the entire market is getting ready for. And up to this point, we've pretty much followed almost identically up to this point. I mean, there really isn't much of a difference between these consolidations that we're seeing right now. And that's what's the most exciting part for me. I love whenever charts sync up, and charts that have similar fundamentals that sync up. In my opinion, that shows a major it shows a major clue that the same people that accumulated one cycle are accumulating the other. Now, guys, what we have up here is the chart of gold. This was gold way back in the day, like the 1970s, probably even the 60s, somewhere right around there, where gold made its first major rally. This was, there's a couple factors that I'm not going to get into the details with, but this was pretty much the beginning of futures trading with gold. The first time it was traded on an open market, and we could actually like track the price history of gold, right? Now, what we can see here is gold made this massive move into price discovery. It made higher highs and higher lows. We had these big moves on the upside, and then we had these little pullbacks on the way down, higher highs, higher lows, all the way up until finally we had our short-term correction. Kind of pulled back a little bit, and then we made this little rounded bottom shape, this V bottom, before we broke out and went to our final parabolic rally of that cycle. Now, guys, this is literally the same exact thing that's happening to Bitcoin today. There's almost no difference here. And I even showed you guys when I just went like this and just overlaid the two charts, we can see here that these line up and they sync up almost identically. There's really not a whole lot of difference there. And so that's something to understand here. Whenever we can see charts and cycles that have lined up, it shows that the same money, or at least the same type of money, is investing in these markets. Because you guys got to think, where we're at inside of Bitcoin is the first time we've ever had institutional adoption. And that took place right over here at the very beginning of the bear market in 2017 to 2018. That was the first time we ever had an on-ramp for institutions to actually either sell or buy Bitcoin. And in this case, they shorted the top of Bitcoin and caused the bear market. So in this entire period of time since the beginning of 2018, institutions have been in the market and they've been accumulating Bitcoin. Now recently, as Bitcoin broke into new all-time highs, that was the point, in my opinion, where the majority of institutions stopped buying. That was the point where they were just mainly in hodl mode and potentially even in profit-taking mode. But I believe that the next move that's coming is going to be very similar to what we saw with gold, where we had the same move, the big break past the all-time highs. We had our first pullback, and then this is what took us to the final rally of that cycle. And if we actually pull up the chart of gold, it's literally this move right here. Almost identical to what we're seeing today with crypto, where we don't even have a full price history to go all the way back here. But what I can say is the first major move that we have on record into new all-time highs, into price discovery, what led after that was this type of a move here. And I believe that there's a lot of correlations between Bitcoin and gold. They're both stores of value. They're both treated in a similar fashion as far as what they are and what their use is. And it's interesting to me how the cycles are lining up so identically. These are basically the exact same chart. And that's what's got me really excited for what's about to come for crypto, because ultimately, guys, what's coming is this type of a move for Bitcoin. We're going to expect to see a massive parabolic move. And this is why I've always said, guys, $250,000 per Bitcoin by the end of the year. And I've been calling for this for a couple of years at this point, been talking about it a lot, because I genuinely believe that this is what happens. Now, a lot of people are going to sit there and they're going to say, that's just crazy talk. There's no way that Bitcoin's going to go from, 50K all the way up to 250K in a couple months. I mean, think about how long it took it to go from, what it is to where we're at today. It just took forever amount of time. There's no way that they could possibly go up that fast in such a short period of time. And I just love to go back and bring up this chart because it's so important to understand how the previous cycles have lined up and just how quick that they've gone up in the final, tail end of their cycles. And this is the thing to understand here, guys. This isn't something that I'm just pulling out of my ass. This is something that has plenty of years of back testing to go back and, look at it and prove that that's actually what happened. And the way that I love to draw these is simply by using the fib targets. If you measure from the very beginning of wave 3 to the top of wave 3, back down to the low point of that 3 to 4 wave sell-off, that's what gives us our end of the year Fibonacci targets. And that's the 4236 to the 3618. Historically, this is where we top in Bitcoin cycles. Go from the bottom of wave 3 to the top of wave 3, back down to the low point. And once again, we're getting that same exact Fibonacci relationship right here. And that's where we should be looking to target. Now, this is just one form of indicator. I also have the time frames that we also go off of. We always know how identical those are. And so what we're looking for is getting as many different forms, or I should say as many indicators as we can that kind of line up to say the exact same thing. The more data points that we have to go off of to really show our thesis is what's going to give our thesis more value, right? That's what holds substance inside of it. And so once again, guys, what we're doing today is the same thing. Measure from wave 3 to the bottom, And we're looking at that same 3618 to the 4236, which is going to be 250 to 290,000 per Bitcoin. This is how I've got these exact targets. Now, what's interesting to me is if we go back to the gold chart, gold pretty much followed this exact same thing in that early day cycle. Let's go to the 2-week so it's a little easier to see. And let's go all the way back here. And let's just share with you guys how those Fibonacci targets stacked up. We'll go from the bottom of the move to the top of wave 3, back down. And we can see here that the gold chart from the 3619 to the 4236, it actually extended just slightly higher. But once again, guys, we're getting those exact same sort of topping points. Yes, it went slightly above, but I don't really care. If I sold the 3618, I'd be happy because that's basically the exact cycle top, right? We can see that these Fibonacci relationships are not only applicable with crypto, but they go all the way back to gold from 1970 all the way up to 1980. A 10-year trend in gold followed these exact same Fibonacci relationships. And so this is why I genuinely believe that this is what's gearing up for crypto today. It's nothing that we haven't seen, and we have literally 2 different cycles that show us how Bitcoin is topped to this exact same Fibonacci relationship. And so when people say, oh, it's impossible that Bitcoin's ever going to go up that fast, it's not going to go up that high that fast, it's going to definitely take years, it's going to be, mid 2022 before we ever see anything like that. I just share with them this chart specifically because at the end of the day, guys, we know that this is what has happened in years past. There's a track record to support that, and this is literally what the charts look to be lining up once again. And so, guys, once again, the most important part of today's video is just analyzing how many other times this exact same thing has happened and how what we're seeing up to this point is literally no different here. And if we come back over and look at the Brave New Liquid Index for Bitcoin, the big thing to understand here next is going to be the time frames, right? We know that the Fibonacci extensions are all the same. We know that, but what's interesting to me is actually the time frames. If we come over here and go to quarter 4 and draw a black line, every single quarter 4, black line, every single quarter 4, black line, and we remove these fib targets, you guys are going to understand that this is literally what happens every time. Not only do we get this Fibonacci relationship that says the 4236 to the 3618, but once quarter 4 happens, we immediately go into the blow off top. This happened in this cycle here. The same thing happened in 2017. Quarter 4 rolls around, we go into the blow off top. Same thing happened there. And now, once again, guys, we're in quarter 4. What are we doing? We're breaking out, making new all-time highs, and heading into the final parabolic push of this cycle. There's so many different forms of indicators that we can line up that are perfectly showing the exact same thing. And what the thing is showing is literally this move that is coming. When I say it's going to be this parabolic, I could not be more serious when I say that. A lot of people think I'm joking just because I'm trying to get more views, because I'm just trying to hype up my videos, because I'm just trying to make it look better for the community. But guys, here's the thing. I used to tell people when I first got into crypto that if you ever wanted a get-rich-quick scheme that wasn't actually a scheme at all, it genuinely worked, crypto is the greatest way to do that. I used to tell people that all the way back down here. I said, if you guys just bought crypto, it's a get-rich-quick scheme. You don't have to put hardly any effort into it. You simply buy the stuff and hold, and you're going to make tons of money just printing profit along the way that you go. And I always told people this, and sure enough, the bull run takes off. We saw that massive move to 65K. All of our altcoins exploded, multiple 10, 20, 50, 100Xs in returns, and we made a lot of money. It's the exact same thing that I told people was going to happen. Well, I told everybody that before it happened. Now I'm here to tell you guys once again that this is what is going to be happening to close out the cycle. And this is the most fun part. Let me just explain this with a lot of importance here. Let me just disclaimer right there. This is going to be the most fun part of the cycle. This is what 2017 was if we come all the way back over to here, and it was right here where Bitcoin broke out. At 5K, we had that pullback back down to 3K, and then from 3K to 20K in just a couple months was the blow off top. This is literally where we're at today. Where was quarter 4 in this cycle? Quarter 4 was right here. That was the beginning of quarter 4, and this is what happened in quarter 4. So once again, we're at this exact same moment of time where we just had quarter 4. Where was quarter 4? Well, quarter 4 was right here. And where are we at? Just preparing for that exact same type of a move. This is, in this point of time, guys, there's going to be so much profit to be made. We're going to see altcoins go up, 20, 50, 100x in returns. Even some of the laggard ones, Even some of the high cap ones, they're going to give you a solid 10x returns. It's going to be very easy to make money at the end of the cycle. You're going to see all these memes taking off. You're going to see people that just recently got into crypto in the last couple months make way more money than you've made after being in crypto for years at this point. It's just the way that the market works. But here's the thing, guys. All of the people that have been watching this channel, they are way more ahead of the rest of the curve. And that's just the way it goes. A lot of the people that watch my channel, they have a much deeper understanding of how the cycles are going to work. They've already got plans ready in place to take their profits at the end of the year. They're going to set themselves up. And even if you're the person that just recently got in, maybe you made some mistakes. Maybe you only have $10,000. Maybe you only have $2,000. Maybe you have $100,000 plus. Whatever your portfolio is, you're going to make a lot more by the end of this year. You're going to have a lot more in your portfolio. Most likely it's going to far surpass even your wildest expectations. And if not, if you have profit at all, just be thankful. When we take our profits, what is going to happen after this point is when the whole thing shifts, guys. And this is the point that we really have to pay attention for, because this is the part where I don't want you guys to make a lot of dumb decisions, because there's a lot of opportunities aside from crypto. There is a ton of opportunity aside from crypto. And one of the big things I oftentimes see people do is actually try and just get too attached to the idea of crypto being the only savior. They think that, oh, I made all this money off crypto, I can never leave it, I'm going to hold it forever, and they get greedy, and then they get stuck in the cycles. And this is just something I see often, and it's something I've done personally. I don't want to see you guys do those same things. The people that are going to set themselves up to make the most profit are the ones that ultimately know what comes after this type of a move. And that is simply just going to be the bear market. Now, guys, what I wanted to share with you guys as we wrap up the end of this video is merely just talking about what happens once the bull market's ended and then we flip back to bearish. And this is really a chart that I think is is probably the best one to go off of for the most part, because this is going to pretty much just share with us, what ultimately takes place when the cycle flips. And it's just, an easy way to understand this. Now, a lot of people are going to buy their crypto throughout this period of time. The same thing happened in 2017. A lot of people that we watch on YouTube today, a lot of influencers that you guys watch, even on Twitter, whatever it is, a lot of those guys got in towards the top of 2017, and they had to hold through the bear market. Most of them lost their money once the market flipped, and they've just managed to stay around, and now they've learned from their mistakes, right? That was the same way with me. That's the same way with a lot of other people out there. And this is going to be the way it is again today. Most people that are watching this channel, most people that are going to be watching these videos, over the next couple months are going to be people that just recently got in. Now, the big thing to understand is this doesn't last forever. There will be big corrections. And most importantly, there is bear markets that happen. And inside of those times, the people that are screwed the most are the ones that didn't expect it to come. That's why I always try and make a focal point on this channel to talk about this stuff, because this is the most important part. You don't make your money if you don't sell in the bull market, because once this happens, once the first major correction happens after the top of that cycle, indicated right here, that's a big drop that happens. It's basically the same as what happened in 2017, where we got that 60 to 70% correction right off the bat. So it was a 70% correction that we saw from the top of the cycle, just in our first corrective move back down. 70% of your gains were gone. And with altcoins, it was even more than that. If you were holding heavy alts, you got wrecked even harder than that. And then what happened? We literally chopped in this descending triangle for almost a year before crashing another 50%. So this was the ultimate chop you up, spit you out, crap on your face, like you just got destroyed in the bear market. The same thing is going to play out once again, guys. It doesn't have to look exactly the same in the bear market, but these are the way these cycles oftentimes line up. The big thing to understand is the move that happens after the cycle top. Right? The cycle top takes place, and then you see these 70% drawdowns instantly. And so if you're not willing to sell during this period, you're going to simply hold as this happens, and you're going to watch all of your altcoins profits just magically disappear and evaporate into the market. It happens. And so you guys have to be ready to take your profits as we make this type of a move, because it's going to be the last thing that you want to do. Most of you guys are going to be making so much money, more money than you've ever made before. The market's going to be going up. Everybody's going to be telling you how smart you are. All of the influencers are going to be explaining how rich we're going to get. They're going to say that Bitcoin's going to $1 million, all of that fun stuff. And what's going to happen is the cycle's going to top, and most of these people will refuse to take their profits. take your profits, get out of crypto. It's overvalued, and this is the part where it becomes overvalued. I think that we went back to our mean average pretty much in this correction. This is where I felt like this was, a consistent price. This wasn't overvalued, it wasn't undervalued, but we're getting to the point where it's going to be massively overvalued. And after those periods is when we get massive sell-offs. Now, one of the things I want to talk to you guys about was where we could actually see a cycle bottom inside of this move. So this is literally what we're gearing up for as a whole, is this type of a move on the upside. But the thing that we need to understand here is, where are we going to get a cycle low? Now, in my opinion, what we have this cycle compared to many of the other ones is we actually have, way more money into it, and we have a lot stronger psychological levels of both support and resistance. Now, what I think we're going to be headed inside of this cycle, we're going to go over here to 2023 because that's where I believe the bottom's going to take place, somewhere like that. What I believe is going to be happening is this for Bitcoin. We're going to get a massive move. Bitcoin's going to go from, about 5 trillion in market cap. That's my projected cycle top for Bitcoin. Somewhere around 5 trillion in market cap. And then we're going to get a massive sell-off on the downside. Now, where I genuinely believe Bitcoin ends up finding support is actually at a major psychological level for Bitcoin's price. Now, normally I'm not one to go and base a lot off of the price alone, but when it comes to Bitcoin making a $1 trillion market cap, $1 trillion is a huge milestone. Not just for Bitcoin, but any crypto, any company, anything out there. $1 trillion in market cap is a huge deal. And that's going to play as a major level for a psychological level to target. Now, guys, $1 trillion in market cap is right here. Where I believe the next bear market low is going to be for Bitcoin is 1 trillion in market cap, right around that. It could be slightly higher, it could just be slightly lower, but my guess is we're going to be seeing a bear market low of $1 trillion in total market cap for Bitcoin, which if we manage to come up and hit 5 trillion in market cap for Bitcoin at the end of the cycle, we're looking at about an 80% drawdown from the all-time high down to where the projected bear market low is going to be, which, if you guys have looked historically, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this, but historically where Bitcoin ends up bottoming is actually after, I'm not on log scale, that's why. Historically, the bear markets for Bitcoin are usually right about that. This one was about 85%. One in 2017 was about 83%. And so for us to go to 250,000 per Bitcoin and then get an 80% correction, that takes us down to 1 trillion in market cap. And so I genuinely believe that that's where the bear market low is going to be. I'm pretty confident in saying that, where I'm personally going to be looking to buy back into at the end of this bull market, because I'm going to be selling all of it, guys. I'm going to be getting out of crypto completely. I'm selling my NFTs. I'm selling my altcoins. I'm selling my Bitcoin. I'm not keeping any of it. I'm going to be looking to invest in new markets, and I'm going to be awaiting this move that takes place a year later. I'm going to jump back in the beginning of 2023. So a couple things I'm looking for. I'm looking for at least a 70% drawdown from the all-time high. That's the first thing I'm looking for, is a 70% drawdown from the all-time high. I'm looking for us to be fairly close to the end of 2022 to the beginning of 2023, which is right here. I'd say around October throughout the first couple months after 2023, probably from like October to like February. That's where I'm going to be looking to accumulate a lot. The end of 2022 to the beginning of 2023. That's where I'm looking to target and getting back into crypto. Because here we are, guys. It's the end of the cycle. If you're just getting here and you're just now investing, you're late to the show. We've been here for a while. We've been making money. Smart money's getting ready to dump on everybody. And so we still have a great final hoorah, the great final end, the blow off top of the cycle. But this is the end. If you don't take your profits, you're going to get destroyed. And this is kind of the way that I'm personally going to be looking to jump back into the market, what I'm looking for when it comes to reaccumulation, and just some things like that. But I wanted to give you guys this video as just a way to map out some of my thoughts, give you guys a full around picture With thinking one step ahead, thinking one step ahead as far as what the bear market's going to look like, what's the cycle top going to look like. And historically, guys, the cycle top's bloody, it's nasty. If you don't sell in the bull market, you're screwed instantly, because once it starts topping, it comes down quick, and it's not worth staying in there for. So if you guys found value in this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of these amazing videos. If you guys want to join the Discord server or download my free ebook, links are provided for you in the description for that. For the people who'd like to join my Discord, get in my VIP group, follow all my charts that I take, follow all my charts, follow all the trades that I take. We've been nailing a ton of profitable signals inside of there as of late. So if you guys want to get access to all of that, and then most importantly, what I'm doing with my money after crypto, that's the big thing. Most people are going to get wrecked holding crypto. I'm going to be looking to make more money elsewhere, preparing to buy more crypto at the beginning of 2023. So if you guys want to get access to all of that fun stuff, want to know everything that I'm doing, links are provided for you in the description to go to my website and check that out. Thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys inside of that VIP group. With that being said, I'll catch you in the next one. As always, peace out.